If you're moving to St. Louis and you're interested in new construction and you're looking at new developments and the opportunities within different communities around St. Louis, good news for you. In this video, we're going over the top 5 new construction developments you want to know about this year. And stick around to the end because I'm going to go over 2 that are in pre-development right now. So you won't hear a ton about them, but they're in the works, and over the next couple of months, they're gonna be a big deal in St. Louis. So stick around, we're going over some of the top new construction communities that there are in the St. Louis area. Hey there, welcome to the channel. My name is Jacob Peistrup. And real quick, if you are moving to the St. Louis area, whether you're coming from out of state or you already live here and you're curious about new construction, if you would like help with that process of navigating the process of building a house, buying new construction, whatever it is, get in touch with us, send us a text or send us an email. We are real estate advisors. We do a lot of new construction, and yes, you absolutely can use a real estate broker on new construction. The price for a realtor is already built into the price of the house that the builders charge you. So whether you use an agent or not, the price is still built in. And we do a lot of work for our clients with negotiating upgrades, negotiating price, trying to get them as many credits and that kind of stuff as we can. And obviously, going to visit the site as often as we can, looking at, the progress they're making to make sure builders stick to their timelines. Because we work with a lot of builders. We know all the big builders in town, especially the ones I'm gonna mention in this video. We have a lot of experience with them. So if you want that experience and help, pick a builder, pick a community, going over floor plans and picking a lot, get in touch with us. We love new construction and we love working with clients moving to the St. Louis area. Whether you're from here already or not, let's get in touch and go over some new construction options. Just send us a text, send us an email. Let's start that conversation and set up a call to, go over everything and discuss new construction. So getting into this video, the top 7 new communities that you need to know about if you're looking at new construction in St. Louis. Now, just a disclaimer, this is not me trying to steer you in any way. This is based on the newest construction opportunities by the number of houses per community. So you have some pretty big ones, you have some pretty small ones. These are all of the biggest ones that there are that still have options. Keep in mind, there are a lot of new communities in St. Louis. A lot of them have sold out already. So even if you look at the builder's website, you'll see it's all sold out. So these ones, at least at the time of filming, still have a lot of options, lots of open lots available. So these are fair game if you're looking at new construction. And there are 7 to go over, and these are in a lot of different areas of St. Louis. So we're discussing Eureka, Dardenne Prairie, Ofallon, Lake St. Louis, Cottleville, and Chesterfield in this video. If there is one of those that you're more interested in than others, or there is one community that you're specifically looking at, everything is gonna be in timestamps down below in the description, so please feel free to skip ahead. No need to watch the whole video if you just wanna learn about one specific opportunity. So go skip ahead to that community or that suburb and just watch it from there. And I do have a lot of other videos specifically on these suburbs that I mentioned that will also be linked down below, and I'll have the cards that show up in the corner. But feel free to skip ahead and watch any of those other videos on the channel that go over some of these suburbs in more depth. So first up on the list, we have 2 different communities that are located in Eureka. Now the first community on this list, and the biggest one, keep in mind, is Windswept Farms in Eureka. Now there are 557 homes going up in Windswept Farms, and there are 4 builders to know about, which are McBride, Fischer and Frichtel, Consort, and Flower and Fendler. And the prices here will range from about the mid 200s all the way up to about 500, 550. Now, Windswept Farms is all the way down south in Eureka, pretty much at the end of Route 109, actually located in Jefferson County. And here's a fun fact, this is the only community on this list I'm talking about where you can use a USDA loan. This is a USDA qualifying subdivision. And what that means is you could use a USDA loan here, which is 0% down. There is no limit on that loan, but you're limited as far as the location you can use that loan in and the income that you're allowed to make to qualify. So the USDA loan is typically for rural development. So being that Windswept Farms is in Jefferson County, it's in a more rural suburb, it is in an area that qualifies for that USDA loan. So you're in Eureka, you're in Jefferson County, and if you're looking at a USDA loan, this will qualify. So this is in Eureka, all the way down south in St. Louis County, and this is actually just past St. Louis County in Jefferson County. You know, if you're someone who wants that less crowded, less urban lifestyle, you prefer suburban or even rural in some cases, then Windswept Farms could be a great choice for you. It's a pretty big subdivision. Keep in mind, there's a lot of houses going up in here. It goes pretty deep back as far as, you know, the drive to get to the end of it, but there's a lot of nature, lots of trees. A lot of these lots will back up to woods or common ground, so you do have that aspect of more privacy in Windswept Farms. Pulling into the subdivision, you see a nice fountain, there's a pond, there's walking trails, picnic areas. All of these master plan communities do a really good job at kind of that common area of the amenities, and Windswept Farms is no different. You got some great amenities on site for if you enjoy that lifestyle of, kind of that master plan suburb. You will find that perfectly in Windswept Farms. Now, second on this list, another really big development also in Eureka is gonna be the Arbors at Rockwood. There are 528 homes going up here, and the two builders here are McBride and Flower and Fendler. Almost all of these homes are McBride. So Flower and Fendler has a little strip in the middle of the development, but for the most part, you're looking at McBride homes if you're looking at the Arbors at Rockwood. Very similar price point to Windswept Farms. So the Arbors at Rockwood, again, you're looking from the mid 200s up to the mid 500s for most of the homes being built in this community. This is a little bit bigger. You got more common ground, more common space in the Arbors. So you have fishable lakes, you have walking trails, dog parks, picnic areas. The brand new Eureka Elementary School is right on site. It is pretty much in the middle of this subdivision, which is great. That is what a lot of our clients love who look at the Arbors at Rockwood, is the fact that you can literally walk to the elementary school if you live anywhere in this community. And right at the beginning of this community, you have the Eureka branch for the St. Louis County Library. So another great thing about this community, you got the elementary school right there, and you got the public library that is right at the beginning of this community. So you have everything right there if you want to walk to the library, or if you live further back in the subdivision, you might have to drive there. Quick, 2-minute drive to get to the library with your kids or with your family, but that is another great benefit of living in this community. And this is a little bit different of a location compared to Windswept Farms. This is more central in Eureka, so it's kind of in the middle of Eureka, whereas Windswept Farms is all the way down south. So the Arbors at Rockwood is right next to I-44 and right next to Six Flags. So it's more in the middle of Eureka compared to Windswept, which is kind of further down south. Next up, number 3, we're going over to Dardenne Prairie to discuss the Inverness. And this is built by 3 builders, Lombardo, McKelvey, and Fischer homes. Prices here in Dardenne Prairie will be a little bit higher compared to the ones you'll see in Eureka. So in the Inverness, you're looking between $450 and $950 for the most part, depending on the builder and depending on which model home you choose. Between $450 and up to the mid 900s is where you're gonna be for most prices in this community. Again, a very well thought out master plan community. There's 3 lakes here, there's walking trails, there's picnic areas, common grounds, beautiful landscaping. And one thing you'll notice here is that you're not gonna see that cookie cutter style as much as you will see in the McBride communities. So there are 3 builders. You will see different facades on these homes, different front elevations, and one thing too, these homes have varying setbacks to really minimize that cookie cutter style of these new construction developments, because you see that a lot. So in the Inverness, they kind of try to minimize that as much as they can so it doesn't feel like one of those, copy and paste, cookie cutter developments. Now the Inverness is in their first phase of development. So that's where these 266 homes are coming from originally. It's the first phase. There will be more development in the future. You see that a lot with these larger developments. They'll do it in different phases, spread out over several years. So right now they are in phase 1. Phase 2 will happen later on towards the back of the current subdivision. And as far as location here, I mean, you're very close to Lake St. Louis, you're close to the shops at Hawk Ridge, the meadows, shopping, eating, entertainment, all that stuff very close by, whether you go to Ofallon, Lake St. Louis, Wentzville, you're very central in St. Charles County over here in Dardenne Prairie. Now number 4, Ofallon, we're gonna look at the Enclave at Brookside. This is 90 homes built completely by Lombardo. And prices here with Lombardo, you're gonna be looking from 400,000 up to, the low 900,000s for these options by Lombardo. Now, with Brookside, this is kind of the reverse from the Inverness. So the village at Brookside is already a pretty large development. The Enclave at Brookside is one of the later phases. So the rest of this subdivision started being built in the early 2000s. And then Lombardo did, one phase in 2016. They built 70 homes. And then 5 years later, they're doing another 90 homes for one of the later phases for this development. So again, it's one of those multi-stage developments, except this one is towards the later stages, not the beginning like the Inverness. So with the Enclave, you are all the way at the back of the current subdivision. So entering, you will drive past the older kind of original homes, and they get newer as you go further back, all the way towards the ones that are being built right now by Lombardo. Again, very similar location and amenities compared to the Inverness. This is closer to Lake St. Louis. You're gonna be close to Lake St. Louis Boulevard, which will take you again towards the shops at Hawk Ridge, the Meadows, all sorts of shopping, dining, that kind of stuff that you will find close by in Lake St. Louis. Number 5, we're going right next door to Lake St. Louis, looking at Windsor Park. Windsor Park is being built right now. There's 80 homes in total between Fischer and Frichtel and Consort homes. So those are the two builders in this subdivision. As far as price, expect anywhere from 450,000 up to 1 million. Now, Windsor Park is in Lake St. Louis, and you can actually see the lake from this community. So you have Windsor Park, I-64 going right in between, and then you have Lake St. Louis. You can see the lake from this community. Unfortunately though, this community does not have lake rights. You are not within the CA boundaries for Lake St. Louis if you purchase in this community. If you want to know more about that, I do have a separate video on Lake St. Louis on this channel. Basically, in Lake St. Louis, if you're within the community association boundaries, you will have rights to access the lake. Windsor Park is not within those boundaries. So you're in Lake St. Louis, but you unfortunately don't get to access the lake or any of the amenities that go with that. Now, on the bright side, Windsor Park is very close to the shops at Hawk Ridge, Lake St. Louis Boulevard, and the Meadows. So you're close to everything Lake St. Louis has to offer, you just don't get to access the lake. So that was 5 communities that are currently being built. They're currently selling. There's a lot of options within all of those that I've mentioned. We got 2 communities that are in pre-development right now. These are not yet selling. You're not gonna see a lot of public marketing for these just yet. They're still, getting set up. They're still laying down the infrastructure and all that kind of stuff. But a couple months from now, you'll be hearing a lot more about these. So these are 2 kind of sneak peeks, if you will, for some new developments in St. Louis. Now, the first of these 2 developments is called Cottleville Trails. This is gonna be coming out later on this year. It's gonna be 382 homes in Cottleville, in between Route 364 and Route N. So very central in Cottleville. It is right down the street from kind of, the shopping center in Cottleville, which has a really cute, small town look and feel to it that I personally love. And the builders here are gonna be Lombardo, Fischer and Frichtel, McKelvey, and Consort. So those are the big 4 builders in Cottleville Trails. Again, this is like brand new. They're not even selling yet. If you drive by, it's literally a pile of dirt and mud. There are no roads yet. You will see all of the trucks, the construction equipment, all that kind of stuff. They are still laying down the infrastructure, leveling the land and getting ready to pour, the cement for the roads. But if you want to be one of the first people in a brand new development, this is one option. So this is gonna be coming out later on this year, and they'll be building for the next year or so. But right now, this is very early on. There's not a ton of publicity on this right now because it is a very new, very early development in Cottleville. Now, the last one on this list, and the biggest one by a long shot, is Wildhorse Village in Chesterfield. Now, this is a little bit different from the other ones on this list because this is a massive, massive development. And it's not just residential, it is mixed use. This is gonna be single family, townhomes, condos, apartments, office space, retail space. It is going to be a massive project that really is gonna transform Chesterfield. So again, a very early development. You're not gonna see as much on this one quite yet until they come out with more publicity, until they come out with, the homes and condos that start selling. But I can tell you right now, you're looking at over 1 million square feet of office space, over 100,000 square feet of retail space, about 500, residences in total between apartments, condos, townhomes, and single family homes. What I can tell you is that the waterfront at Wildhorse is gonna be the line of single family homes. This is gonna be all built by McKelvey between $700,000 and $1 million. And there's gonna be 35 of these homes in total. Next is gonna be the towns at Wildhorse, built by Fischer. These are going to be attached townhomes, and there's gonna be 72 of these. Price, still not sure, but definitely gonna be lower than the single family homes by McKelvey. The flats at Wildhorse is gonna be a very large multifamily complex, 4 floors, 266 rental units, expected to be finished around, mid to late 2023. And there's also gonna be some condos available as well. How many? I'm still not sure. There's been some different numbers thrown around. I've heard 40, I've heard 50, I've heard 64. They're still deciding, and a couple months ago, they actually made a change as far as how many units are gonna be condos for sale and how many are going to be apartments. I believe this still is up to change, so I'm not quite sure how many condos for sure and what price points those will be at, but you will have some condo options as well. I mean, again, just to reemphasize, this is really gonna be transforming Chesterfield. Great location, next to the highway, next to the outlet malls, shopping centers, retail. There's a bunch of office space and medical space in the area, and there's gonna be a bunch more for new companies, new businesses coming to the area, plus all the people moving to this area who are buying these homes and townhomes and condos in Wildhorse Village. And really what they're trying to go for here is to really create like this, community of the future for live, work, play, entertainment. There's gonna be 2 restaurants, a grocery store, a bunch of retail space and office space. It's gonna be like this own miniature city in the middle of Chesterfield. So I'm very excited to see what that looks like. I'm very excited to start, hearing more about it as McKelvey and Fischer and the other builders come out with more publicity for what they're building. I know they're commissioning several $1 million of public artwork for, sculptures, artwork, to make this space beautiful. So I'm very excited to see that. So definitely stay tuned over the next couple months to see how Wildhorse Village evolves. So just to reemphasize, 7 fantastic communities going up right now in St. Louis, being developed, brand new homes. If that is something that, sounds like a good option to you, let's get in touch, send us an email or send us a text message if you are really considering new construction in St. Louis. And even if not, if you're buying a new construction house or if you're doing pre-existing, give us a call, send us a text, or send an email. Let's get in touch and let's get to work for you. Like I said, the builders pay for all of our fees, and those fees are included in the prices you pay, whether you use an agent or not. Now, what I will say, if you're looking at new construction and you want us to help you, you have to talk to us first, or at least write down our name as your representation if you're going to look at model homes or talk to builders by yourself. The reason being, if builders ask you if you're using an agent, you have to declare who your agent is right off the bat. That way the builders know and they know to talk to us. Because if you do that and you don't say you have an agent, it becomes very difficult later on to go back and undo that. The reason being, builders are strict about the rules, they have their rules, they don't like to change them, and of course, they want you to not use representation so they can avoid paying out the realtor fee if at all possible. They want to make more money, they have their profit margins. I get it. Even though those realtor fees are built into the prices of those homes, they still want to make a little bit more money. So again, if you want new construction or any questions you have, feel free, get in touch with us, send a text, send an email, and let's go from there. So thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it. Hope you take care, have a great day, and I will catch you later in the next video right here on the Living St. Louis channel.